I'm Belinda Fremouw, President of Passionate Project Management, where we're passionate about your success. Today's topic is the product lifecycle versus the project lifecycle. Very easy to confuse, especially if you're reading real quickly on your exam. So you want to pay attention to how these two life cycles are different. We'll start with a project lifecycle. A project lifecycle is essentially how we break up the work of our project, essentially the phases of our project. Okay, so how we're going to break up the work to make it more manageable, allow us to control our project better. So we would divide it into phases, starting with our initiating, ending with some type of launch or delivery or closing. That's our project life cycle. There'll be sequential and overlapping phases. When we overlap, typically there's some type of a handoff. Maybe it's some type of a phase gate, some type of a milestone that's been achieved, or something to that effect. So there's information transferred between the different phases. Now, how your phases are named really depends on your particular organization and what type of project management methodology you're following. So I work with a lot of different clients all over the world. They all have different project life cycles. What they name their phases is going to be different, looking at the industry, looking at the different client, the type of project. So whatever that is, that allows for management control. Again, your project life cycle, your phases, would be defined within your project management methodology. Now, general flow within a project life cycle, we start off with our cost and our staffing levels low. We peak in the middle of our project, and then we taper off as we near completion. Risk, on the other hand, is just the opposite. Risk or uncertainty is greatest at the beginning of our project life cycle and decreases as we move through. And again, what those phase names are depends on your particular organization and your methodology. Now let's compare that to a product life cycle. Okay, so project versus product life cycle. The product life cycle is also sequential, but they are non-overlapping phases. Okay, sequential but non-overlapping. Every product, it doesn't matter what the product is, every product goes through the same product life cycle. We start out with an idea, we create the idea, we introduce it to market, it grows, it matures, it declines, and then it retires. It could be a cell phone, it could be a clothing item, curtains, it could be Coca-Cola, right? Product life cycles are the same no matter what the product is, right? And if you compare, let's say Coca-Cola versus a cell phone. Everybody knows nowadays, right, how quickly is our cell phone out of date? We want the newest one. Very short product life cycle. Coca-Cola, been around for over 100 years. Much longer product life cycle, but still the same, regardless of what the product is. Okay, so whereas a project life cycle varies, a product life cycle is the same. Okay? Sequential, non-overlapping phases. And that makes sense. You can't be in growth and in maturity. You can't be in maturity and in decline, for example. Now, within your product life cycle, you're going to have multiple project life cycles. So it's a one-to-many relationship. One product life cycle, multiple project life cycles. And let's go back to Coca-Cola as our example. Every time Coca-Cola enters a new market, anytime they change their branding, they do a new commercial, they add a new product line, anything like that, those would be projects within that product life cycle, right? So one-to-many relationship. So again, let's compare. Project life cycle varies by industry, by project, by company, by organization, depends on the methodology. Sequential, overlapping phases. Product life cycle, on the other hand, is the same regardless of what the product is. Sequential, non-overlapping phases. Again, one-to-many relationship. One product life cycle could have multiple project life cycles. I hope you found this topic valuable and you learned something about the difference between the project life cycle and the product life cycle. Check out our website at www.passionatepm.com. We have a lot of great resources there for you. I love your comments, so please leave a note on this video. Again, my name is Belinda Fremouw, Passionate Project Management. Have a great day.